Hey YouTubers, it's me, the Hardy Girl, once again, and this is yet another hair care video about Springfield Collection dolls. The reason I am doing this again was by request, because it has been suggested that, number one, I really don't know what I'm doing. Number two, downy presses really don't work. Number three, that this is a different doll than the one I started with a year ago. And that isn't true. None of those things are true. Okay? Number one, I do know what I'm doing. Okay? I've been doing this for about a year. Now, I've learned a few things along the way, and I want to share those things with you now. But yes, I know what I'm doing. Two, downy presses do work, but if your doll's hair is completely puffed out, it hasn't been combed, it hasn't been maintained, it hasn't been downy pressed, and it's just a great big ball of fuzz. Repeated downy presses might help some. It will improve the doll's hair. I am not going to guarantee anybody that it's going to come out factory smooth if it's in that condition. Okay? I want to make that clear right now. Okay? What does work is when you get your doll and you're brushing out her hair and you notice that the tips are starting to get a little rough, that's when you do the downy press, okay? You don't wait until it gets really bushy and then, oh, I don't like Springfield Collection dolls, I'm just going to cut off her hair because it's a dumb doll and American Girl is better, and so many other things that I've heard that people have left comments for on these videos. You know, you really don't need to say those things to me. It's kind of hurtful, okay? Especially since I do know what I'm talking about, okay? Julie here has had 3 downy presses, which is why her hair looks good, okay? And the reason for that is when I first got Julie, I brushed her hair a little too often. So her hair started to get really bushy on the ends. And I didn't realize what was going on. I thought if I brushed her hair with the rubber tip brush, that wouldn't happen, as I suggested in my video. I then learned, and I'm correcting myself so everybody can make a mistake and everybody can learn from those mistakes. I then learned that brushing the hair too often is not a good thing, even if it's with the rubber tip brush. Okay? I now generally brush Julie's hair about once a week, but she has had 3 downy presses. The first time, her hair came out really smooth because I caught it just in time. The second time, I let it go a little too long and didn't devote the time I should have to it, so it didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. The third time, which was last Monday, I discovered after we got back from our Seattle trip that because I was doing her hair every day and, you know, changing her clothes and fixing her hair with the different photo shoots that I was doing, that her hair was really starting to suffer. So when we came back, I did a downy press again, and folks, it took me 2 hours, okay? And that was just with the tips of her hair. Now I can imagine how long it would take you to do a doll's hair that was really, really, really bushy, okay? I soaked her hair in the Downy and water solution, okay, for about an hour, okay? And I divided the pieces into small sections and really, really went over it and over it and over it and applied gentle pressure using the fat part of the iron at the bottom and sliding her hair out slowly. Okay? And it took a long time, but it paid off, I think, because I think her hair looks pretty good. Don't you? Yeah. Her hair doesn't look too bad. It's not factory smooth because down here at the very tippity tips, I got most of it, not all of it. You know, it's a little teeny bit rough right there, okay? But her hair, for the most part, is pretty good. And, you know, I will keep maintaining her hair. No, it's not an American Girl doll. No, this is not Cancolon. It's a different substance. I'm not sure which synthetic substance this is. But, you know, a downy press will work if you don't let it go too long. You do it when you feel the ends start to crimp up, okay? And you don't brush it too often. I brush Julie's hair maybe now once a week, once every 2 weeks. I know I'm a grown-up. I take good care of my things. A little kid may be a little rougher on their doll. But, you know, it's a lesson. You know, everybody needs to learn to take care of their things. If you love your doll, you need to take care of her. You know, not drag her around by her hair and flop her down on the bed and things like that. Okay? So, you know, really work on taking good care of your doll, you know. 2, here's my friend Susan. If you have a doll with bangs, don't brush them. They really don't need it. You know, your doll's hair really doesn't get too tangly up here, especially if you're not fooling around with it. So if you leave the bangs alone, they should be fine. Because if you do brush the bangs and they start bunching up, they're going to be a lot harder to fix. Okay? So that's not such a great idea. All right? And, you know, like I said, you know, getting it wet and braiding it and things like that aren't the best idea. But like I said, they're fixable if you immediately, when this happens, do a downy press. I generally do not braid my doll's hair at all. Their hair has not been braided once since I've owned them. Not once. So, and it helps to keep their hair a lot straighter. Okay? Now, the following statement is a personal opinion. Okay? I notice on the box that the Springfield Collection dolls come in, it says when their hair starts getting frizzy at the bottom, to apply a little bit of baby oil in a tissue and rub it gently. That's fine if you do it once. It's not really going to make the doll's hair any straighter. It will make it a little bit easier to brush. However, again, personal opinion. I don't believe that that's the best method because they also say that you're not supposed to wash the doll's hair, and you're not. Like I said, getting it wet, except for doing the downy press, really isn't such a great idea. But if you repeatedly put the baby oil with the tissue on the ends of your doll's hair over and over again as it gets bushier and bushier, what's going to wind up happening is your doll's going to have greasy, sticky hair. And it's going to attract a lot of dirt. Okay, and then you're probably going to have to wash your doll's hair, which again is not good for it. So that's kind of a vicious cycle. I repeat, that was a personal opinion. The reason I'm saying this so often is because I don't want anybody from Springfield Collection to get upset with me. Okay, because I know sometimes they do watch these videos. But that is a personal opinion. I have found the downy press to be a really good method because it's the same thing as, you know, washing your clothes, putting the fabric softener in it, and pressing them out. Basically, it's the same idea because this is synthetic material, okay? So those are my tips and ideas about maintaining your Springfield Collection doll's hair. And if I haven't made something clear to you, you can PM me or make comments. But speaking of comments, I would love comments made for any of my videos, okay? I'd love to know what you think. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed to me, because I know you subscribe because you liked what you saw. However, I'd like to know what you think. Or I'd like to know if you have any requests. I'd like to know if there's something you'd like to see me do, whether it be a doll craft tutorial, a photo shoot, some other things concerning Springfield Collection dolls. I've come to love these dolls an awful lot, and even though I do own a couple of American Girl dolls, these are truly my favorites, particularly Julie, because she's my baby Susan, and the other doll that I have with red hair, Rachel. Both will get donated at the end of the year, just as Tracy and Wendy did last year. So, you know, Julie stays with me. And I miss my girls when they go, but I know it's for the best. Okay? Hear that, Susan? I love you. So, leave comments. I'm going to be doing some really fun things in the next few weeks, months, whatever. I've been busy doing other things, but I try to get my videos out when I can. The Jiffy Pop was my first doll craft tutorial. I hopefully will have more because I've been working on some things. I want to do a few more fun videos with them. But if you'd like to see something and I'm able to do it, I will try. If I'm not able to do it, I will tell you, or I will refer you to somebody else who can. My Froggy Stuff does really great videos, and I'm sure she can do craft tutorials a lot better than I can. But I like to do photo shoots. I don't have the patience for stop motions. And Springfield Collection Dolls are not American Girl, and sometimes they do teeter and fall when you're trying to pose them. I'm probably not going to be making too many more videos in my front yard anymore because my lawn is very uneven and the dolls can't stand up by themselves, and making those videos is very, very challenging. So, but if you're going to leave comments, please leave constructive comments. Do not make mean comments, say rude things, disrespect the Springfield line. I will delete the comment and block you. Okay? Not funny. Please don't do things like that. And please don't make mean comments to anybody's videos. Okay? And unfortunately, there have been some people on YouTube that used to do Springfield Collection stuff that are gone now. And I'd really hate to think that that was because somebody was being mean to them. Now, I'm an adult, so you probably wouldn't be as harsh on me as you would a child, although I can't imagine anybody being harsh like that. I'm kind of sad about that because now I'm by myself on YouTube pretty much again with Springfield Collection Dolls. If you have a Springfield Collection doll and access to a camera, make videos, I encourage you not to be intimidated by what they call AG-tube. YouTube is not just for American Girl fans. It's for everybody, okay? And if you love your doll, no matter who they are, if they're Our Generation or Journey Girls or Madame Alexander's or whatever they are, if you love your doll and you want to make videos of them, it doesn't matter what other people think. Go ahead and make them. Be proud of the doll that you have. I have 2 American Girl dolls and I love them very much, but I love my Springfield dolls and they're just as good. And no doll is better than another as long as it's loved and it's cared for. I love and care for my dolls and they're just as good as everybody else's dolls, okay? And you're never too old to play with these things, okay? I'm 46 years old. These girls get played with every day. So don't be embarrassed to play with dolls. Don't let anybody tell you it's babyish, because one of these days, your dolls, hopefully if they're in good shape, they'll be collector's items and you can rake in the dough if you want to. And the people who were laughing at you won't be laughing anymore. So don't feel bad about that, okay? So I think that's all I wanted to say about the doll's hair. Please leave me comments, ask me questions. I already had a video posted about this and I'm going to remove it, and this one's going to go in its place. So if you left a comment for that one and don't see it, please don't think I deleted it. This is a different video, okay? And I'll put that in my description too, because I wanted to change a few things that I said. All right? So comment, rate, and subscribe. Be kind to each other. Take pride in your dolls. And have a great week. Bye, everybody.